Homies, welcome back to another episode of the Willoughby Experience. This is episode 6. And honestly, I'm not sure how many more episodes are going to be for this main part, right? I was kind of shocked because from these few, probably next 3 to 4 episodes, I'm just going crazy when it comes to just finishing the park in terms of all this minor detailing. I know I'm a slow, I kind of really like taking my time when it comes to what I want to put in. So I was really trying to visualize it in my head, especially seeing the space I made with the path and the rides. That's how I like making the rides. But thank y'all for tuning in to episode 6. Make sure to, if you want to catch up and see how we got here, but some of the rides before and all that, I'll definitely go ahead and check out to that. We got 5 other episodes, so you can catch on up with that. But yeah, otherwise, I'm a coaster enthusiast, so I've been keeping up with IAPA. It's our Thursday Christmas, and it feels like when you finally got past the age of 21, and your Christmases are much less exciting, which is fine. And I mean that in the sense of you're getting excited for getting new socks, new appliances. I know I am, at least. Just think to help out in the house, man. Because that's the be expensive, and no, I don't got the time for it just to go out there and get it. So that's always nice. But no, hopefully y'all been enjoying the game. Hopefully y'all been having a good time. I know I've been having a great time finishing everything up here. Like I said, the park's locked and loaded to open it at this point, actually. I am going to record some gameplay of that. I'm trying to crank out a few of these time lapses here, so it's at least a bit caught up. But otherwise, I've also been playing around to see the smoothing strength. I still think for us non-experts, it's going to be just doing fine. But the baking offsets, I'm starting to think 3 might be the way. I literally went through. So this is not for every rider, right? I think for wooden coasters, I would do 1 still, maybe 2 sometimes, but mostly 1. But I was really trying out and talking with shoutouts to Gavin Dippin Dots, man, on Twitter. A good pal. Met him through the Scoob, through Ghoster Coasters. And yeah, it was like I said, you never know who you meet in this little hobby, man. Because man has some of the best S-bins in the game right now. I'm not gonna lie. That man has some S-bins. Now, what you saw here was me attempting to do something funny and silly, and I just did not go with it. I was thinking, why not have Cosmic Cow truly go crazy and have people up on the top, celebrating, having a good time. Yeah, that was a little too far. That was a little too much. But that was, like I was saying, give me the idea of what I can do for shows and things, right? Maybe not having them up there for perpetual time, but having a trigger motion that moves them up and down, out of let's say a triggered trap door or whatnot. That'd be pretty cool, pretty awesome. But right now we're just making the official big Cosmic Cow shop that you would go and get the milkshakes from. And your ice cream and whatnot. Yeah, I really liked how it turned out. I kind of like how this whole area turned out. I'm kind of going with the color palette of the game that it's throwing at me, which is super colorful, super bright. And Cosmic Cowland really benefits for that, because we have super bright pastel colors. We got a lot of whites around the park, greens, and the bright soils. Yeah. Now, there is another soil type that I do think feels a bit more grungy, a bit more realistic in terms of lighting, that I would probably go for in the other parks. But for now, I really like the look of how I start doing that. And really, we don't start doing soiling until the next episode. The next episode is truly full on the minute detail. Fencing, soiling, scenery. Some of y'all might find that relaxing, appealing. But yeah, these little puzzles are me just deliberating what I'm deciding to do here. what exactly I want to do. Maybe even researching a building. Sometimes a bathroom break too, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I liked how this ended up turning out. You know, I wanted to be big, the main building in the area. And obviously I wanted it to be something for, you know, the milkshakes we're gonna be getting. But I also like how it's connected right back to the backstage area. I don't know if that was on purpose, but realistically and logically it makes sense because they'd probably need some place to put or go ahead and get the storage and restock and all that every day, and or get rid of all the recycling and the trash in the area from their own waste, even from working in there. So yeah, it worked out, really worked out. I actually really tried to do my first backstage areas too, and that was pretty awesome because I feel like they turned out pretty damn well. I made a generator farm. Yeah, that was awesome. I think for now I'm just gonna keep the generators out where they are, but if I really feel the need to put them in a shed or something, it should not be too hard to do that. So lucky in that aspect. But all in all, the scenery pieces, man, I can talk about these more and more, and I just said, like, they feel so unique yet so modular at the same time. Like, you're gonna be able to see a lot of these pieces used for so many different themes and ideas that people have. It's gonna be awesome to see. But going back onto the banking offset stuff, I went back and did that for Tree Racer and Laser, which Laser won't even be open with Park opening here. But what we're gonna say is that basically that's the reason why. Oh, you know, big intimate issue. We just need to retrack it. You know, blah blah blah. You know, there's some problems with the ride. And it's gonna take a while. So we're gonna put in the family wedding coaster, I feel like, before we actually open up Laser. Unless we just open them all together, which might be a nice just expansion for the park goers here. But yeah, we're going with the Toodle kind of German just looking theme here. Just simple, nothing too much. And then we just slap up so much Cosmic Cow stuff that, and then it really got into it. You'll see with the resort light boxes. They're literally just default the perfect color scheme for this whole thing I was going for. So I start throwing those around the whole area too. But really, why I got excited about attached scenery and why I feel like it's gonna be a thing I'm doing for not only coaster trains but just flat rides all the time is, like, once you start getting into building, which building for me, I really haven't started getting to kind of complex buildings. I mean, I still make boxes, don't get it twisted, but you know, actually layering them, making them not just flat boxes in that sense. Yeah, getting to that point, it's been showing me that it's very similar to attaching scenery, if not some ways easier, because you can kind of see the moving parts. You kind of want to pull those together and take advantage of those potentially. At least when I was messing with the disco was a prime ride type to do those rotating scenery pieces on. But I've only just scratched the surface with what you could possibly do with flat rides and all that. And now I'm just making the sign that you would enter from. I'm thinking maybe we need another one on the other side. Potentially. But I think final touches I do want to do for the park is just signs. Just to help people find where to go. Even though I doubt it would actually help because there's no advertisement destinations. I do think that it just makes it feel more real. So we're going to go ahead and probably do that. So let's add another Cosmic Cow sign and probably just duplicate this exact one and put it on the other side of Cosmic Cow Land. And then just throw up some more signs, and then we're going to just try to open this park. I know today as well, speaking of IAAPA, we covered news with the High Rollers. We had a few returning visitors, people from the Thrill Culture coming on. So if you want to hear our IAAPA thoughts, our Kingda Ka thoughts, sad days about that, What could be coming potentially? You know, we theory grab. We should post. Definitely, give it a listen. Definitely give it a listen. I had a great year with those folks. But on the Planet Goes Year, we're just trying to make it, stand out. And honestly, that's all I wanted was just make sure Cosmic Cow land. Like, make sure the logo was still there, but we still have the land part. And yeah, just doing some final stuff. We put some rocks around it, and everything looks quite good. And this is when this is really, I think, the time where I was telling myself, okay, stop being Professor Calamitous. And just go ahead and continue. But now I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Because sometimes it's like, okay, what do I want to start focusing on here? Because I do like jumping from place to place when I build. Because if I stay in one area, I will burn out pretty fast. So I know I started. So let me see. Bathrooms here, and then I guess I even know what idea I had here. What I'm trying to do. I guess putting lights on. Huh? Yep, this is when I start putting the lights on. Because I was like, there is missing some lights. And I love how this looks at night. I mean, obviously it doesn't have all the lights on yet, but at night this is so obnoxious. But also kind of cute, like kind of cozy in the sense of like it's a familiar sight. It kind of gives you this weird, not a diner, kind of a diner vibe, but almost like it's a Hershey vibe in a sense. Almost feels like a bit of a Hershey mixed with a Candyland brought to life. Which, honestly, I would not be opposed to trying to do. But the next theme, right now, it's going to be Willy World, but for the park after that, I have no clue. I would hope for it to be a collaborative effort with some of the homies that I've been talking to about the game, some of the other enthusiasts. That'd be pretty awesome. But right now, I have no clue what I'm doing. Just going around here. I think I was trying to resolve the... Oh, I guess I was trying to find what that noise was. Because the Cosmic Cow mascot will make this thumping noise that I was not used to. And I'm like, where the heck is it coming from? And considering that was one of the only moving objects in the park, I think that there's a mechanic. Because having to make sure for power, which realistically I should have just turned off power for all of this until I started the park. Because now I just got data generators and everything, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're just gonna say that's part of the park's issue, But no, we're just adding some more stuff here as I was talking to some of the friends, and I was like, yeah, okay, we'll put some of that roller coaster first priority. Very true. But no, otherwise, we're gonna start really doing some scenery stuff and fencing stuff as we get on in. But no, if you've made it this far, been enjoying what you're watching, think about hitting that subscribe button if you want to see more of it, because we're about halfway through this series. It's a little mini one. This is a smaller park for normally what I'm making, right? I'm making some big... Most of my parks are pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. I've said the last two parks in Planet Coaster 1, I finally realized what size was. And this is the other soil that I was using. And actually, for some reason, I didn't go with it. But then I realized, okay, for this park, we need kind of that newer looking soil. And you might be able to recolor it too, so if you are able to recolor that specific soil, that's really versatile. But yeah, this is where I start saying, okay, the park's feeling really open, what am I missing here? And I'm like, oh wait, I need to actually start building and putting some flowers in soil. Planters of the sort. And once I started landscaping, I was like, I'm seeing the park. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. And really, like, yeah. I can't believe I was even somewhat pressed at this point because there's nothing in the park. Like, there's so many more... It's not like there's even that many more buildings, but comparatively, the amount of space that was open just in that shot there, right next to that wave swinger, was just covered up by quite a few more buildings and just moving objects. So I'm excited for y'all to see. I'm really happy that they have these stone pieces, even though they might be slightly creepy depending on who you ask, but I thought they worked out. I thought they looked quite good. It's a good photo opportunity for people when they come to the park. And this is when I really start going with the Cosmic Cow Land, I feel like. Now, most of the fencing and soiling for Cosmic Cow Land is going to be in the next episode, where we could just completely finish it up, make it look all pretty. Really, the only thing that we don't do with Cosmic Cow Land is the station and for Cosmic Rough Rider, the GCI, which I end up doing one of the last time lapses. I did all the stations last, and then all the small little minute stuff like the backstage areas, adding AC ducts, all that. Oh, I really liked what I did with that. So it's a bit jank, but I really liked what I did with one of the backstage areas. You'll see probably in a week or so. But no, when we're talking ahead, we're just trying to make this look like a cozy little place. You know, Cosmic Cow, I mean, there's not really any story behind any of the businesses, right? And Planet Coaster, unless I just never looked through the wiki hard enough or played through some story and missed some stuff, but yeah, generally I'm speaking, I'm assuming it's kind of like gonna be just your Ben and Jerry's and or Baskin Robbins, probably better than Baskin, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's probably gonna be your novel ice cream that everyone knows, but I'm assuming probably likes more than probably unanimously likes for most people, right? In this Planconian world, so we're saying they probably have a lot of money to throw in so much, lighting and scenery packages and make it look really pretty. There is one area or one building in this land that isn't Cosmic Cow, and that's going to be like just a hot dog shop, just easy for something to get, just easy for the kids to eat. And yeah, I need to see it's coming all together. Windy day. Yeah, have some of these taller trees with the behind in the backstage area. But no, this foliage is one of my favorite parts of Planet Coaster 2. It just looks so good. It looks so good. I mean, the graphics alone look good, right? And the fact that DLSS, I think I'm finally getting to the point where the park can get a bit chunky. It's not running at full 60, but just like under it. And even then, I'll notice I'll go to like a part of the park where it's not loading as many assets, and then go back and it'll just feel like it's running fine again. I don't know. I know it has to be running over 60 because when I look at the preview, the preview's stuck at 60, and this is definitely running faster than that. So the fact that I'm having a full part, all the scenery pieces, all these working parts together, and the game is still running smooth. Now I need to throw peeps in. And when I had peeps in on the other, in the career mode, when I was playtesting the game for the first time, just trying it out, there was like 1,000, 1,200, and it was definitely around 40-ish, 40 maybe 50, and it was nowhere near as many scenery pieces as this. There's a lot of blueprints, obviously, but like what, 3 rides maybe. So that's gonna be interesting to see for sure. Yeah, and this here, I was happy with this kind of, because I know that we did not just want guest service buildings all around in a park of this size. Probably have one main one at the front. So these kiosks is what I started to go with. I'm like, okay, what if we went with like a kiosk like this, like a small little one, and like kind of like a stall building. I was, what, we're gonna go literally with like this kiosk stall. Very barren, very generic, but that's the themes that I like to do. The themes I grew up. That's what I've always built. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. We end up kind of duplicating this around because it would be a simple design. They probably plop around bottom mold, a lot of them to put around. But yeah, I was thinking I would only have another guest service, like bigger building, kind of like at the front around the water park. And even then, it would be nowhere near as big as the one at the front. But yeah, that's basically the only other time we're gonna add one, which I really am gonna be making that water park. I'm just trying to see how everything's gonna work. What is making the park tick. But regardless, yeah, the water park's gonna happen. It's gonna be right behind Screaming Wheels, basically, and it's gonna have that cheesy, stylized water park theming, but it's actually gonna be quite good. I think it's actually gonna be quite high, not high budget, but pretty decent budget. And I think I said this in the last because they know this is gonna be the main thing that brings in money. Because it's kind of true at even like theme parks and amusement parks that are known for really good collections and people want to ride them. The water parks are still packed and they still make them the most money. It's also the fact that a lot of them put them in together. At least the Cedar Fair parks do. You know, if you buy one ticket, you'll be getting in the water park as well. So, and this right here, I really am a fan of. So these little stalls, not only can you make them with these little, like kind of like little kiosks, but you can truly make your own kind of walk-in building, or like it'd be kind of like a small thing like Little Caesars or Domino's, you know, little small like kitchens. So there'd be counters there, but right behind you can definitely see the doors or just the area where there was a wall, and right behind it's a kitchen, most likely, or some sort of office or anything. Yeah, you could really make those with these because there's nothing in the back. Because that's the one thing with the big stall buildings is there's like these pre-made scenery pieces that are just built in with the stall, which is fine, honestly, because they don't look bad, and essentially, they're coherent with what whatever stall you're making, whether it be a shop or a food item. But yeah, sometimes you just want something a little different, something to do yourself. Yeah, and that's what I mean. You got a little door here. It's probably, you know, and really I could have gone even harder and tried to make some like hot trays, like right behind there, as if they're waiting for hot dogs for them to easily just pick them up and go on with their day. But right now we're just gonna have this stuff here just to make it look like it's just kind of like you were walking up to a street corner in New York or something. Let's get some hot dogs. The hot dog squad. I could have probably gone with something else, but we kept it simple here. I think everything, there is no other Planco brand that I use. I think everything else is something I made up. I know I made Stoneburger, which you will see at the end of this time lapse. But that's actually where a crash does happen. And luckily I didn't lose too much progress, but it's probably my favorite. Actually, no, it was my favorite restaurant until I redid Slushes and Speed. Oh, I added on what I did, like those little touches. Added a fire pit, and it looks good. Oh, it looks good. But yeah, right now just doing some final pieces and touches here. Wanted to keep this building simple here because it's just gonna be a quick service little stall to pick up some hot dogs, a refresh, get a snack. If you didn't want any of the market offerings, or before you get any of those. Or maybe just to, if you just want to stay in Cosmic Cowland and get ice cream and a hot dog. Why not? So, yeah, basically, I'm going to need some brands, though, for the water park. Because I know I'm going to need some ice cream for the water park. And probably some burgers. I probably could put another vegan place, too, there as well. So, let me know some shopping names if you keeping up and want to be interactive with the series. So I'll probably put them in. I mean, I really, there's so many things that are being put in from just people I know, homies. It's been awesome. And there's one thing, like my friend Scoob, Ghoster Coaches on YouTube, if you haven't just heard about them, do a cool history on Boblo Island, Kings Island, Seaport, just rides in general. And has been keeping up super heavy with Top Thrill 2, all the other amusement stuff. But yeah, I'll go ahead if that interests you, give that a look. But he drew himself a little house just randomly in class, and I was like, hey, I might just build that in this game. And make that a nice little stabbing building. But that was quite cute. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite simple. Goes well with the theme. That's what I'm talking about. I love bringing everyone together. And then I think the collaboration feature just opens it up, makes it so much easier to truly collaborate with other people and other creators. So I'm very excited to do that potentially in the future. But yeah, this right now, I like this. I like how it looks like it's an ice cream truck. That is just has the sign of the ride. I like that. And really, it's just like the simplicity part, because I really could try my next build to go kind of theme, but Willy World I know isn't really gonna be that themed. So I might just be doing a dual park. Ooh, let's see if we burn out there. But no, realistically, with how I'm loving the game, I'm almost 100 hours in now. It would almost be too easy to do. So yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Really though, I just need an idea for another park, because obviously I want to do an actual full theme park of Willy World, and most likely do it once the guest cap is unlocked for us on PC here. But yeah, I need some ideas for the theme. I really need to figure out what I would want to do, because I do want it to be themed. And I think I kind of want to go with a potentially Norse theme. So I know the Viking thing can really lead into that. That's just one idea I have, but we'll see what else, you know, pops into my head, what inspirations I get. I mean, shit. Speaking of my app from earlier, the new amusement park coming to Mexico, the Dante World, looks incredible. I was like, maybe a mine or a Mexican. That would be cool. But truly, I just want to do something different, something I haven't done. Really branch out, just like when I did my adventure/tropical park, and even with my spooky theme, where I truly tried to do. I mean, granted, there was a lot of generic isms in there, but the spookiness was something I've really never tried to just go. Like, literally everything had to be spooky. There had to be a reason for it. Throughout the park, while we were placing stuff. But no. I think we're getting to near the crash. And then honestly, some of y'all might like just looking at Stoneburger here, just being built. But otherwise, I'm just doing a bit of rock work here. And then that's basically it. I have to start going on a Stoneburger. And then I think I end up naming this and turning this to Cosmic Dragon. Because unfortunately at the moment there is no... I really hope you're allowed to interchange some of the... for this Zera model. Because that'd be pretty nice. But in general, right now you can't do that. I hope you can put like in some multiverse or more realistic... or they're different. I can't say realistic. But just different trains. Because... basically, I had to commit to this being like a Cosmic Dragon. Like, it's some weird backstory for the Cosmic Cow that they made up. Just because it's kind of like my habit. I just didn't want to throw in... I don't like wasting coaster types. It's like, I could have thrown in probably a multiverse or something, right? But if I'm not using any of the elements that it's giving me, what's the point? You know, like... yeah, so... we're building one anyway. And we'll see exactly where that is once I do the walkthrough part. I'm going to do a walkthrough with it right before it opens, and that should be fun for y'all. And this is me just trying to figure out... I actually don't know what I'm trying to figure out here. I was testing it. I actually did end up putting 2 trams on this. Unfortunately, you will only get 1 lap. So... sucks to suck. We're adding more rides later. It is what it is. Yeah, I just... honestly, I don't mind the black. The black is not bad. But we're going to go with what Antonio wanted. Stick with that blue. It does look kind of Hot Wheels, especially with this here. But that's almost the point. We're going to go as Hot Wheels as we can without them calling us for copyright. Patent infringement, yeah. So that's basically the point here. But y'all, that's going to be basically the end of this one. This isn't the one where the crash happened. That's the next episode. So y'all, I'm just finishing up the Screaming Wheel sign here, but the next one is going to be a whole bunch of fencing and detail. So hopefully you're into that. Hopefully that is your forte. Otherwise, make sure to give a like and subscribe. There's going to be more of this coming. coming to y'all. And catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.